seminar. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Welcome students, faculty. My name is Gajanan Patankar, Assistant Director Business Development, Canadian Wood. Little bit about me. I had done my bachelor's in forestry, master's from Wood Science and Technology, Dehradun. Around 20 years of woodworking experience. So maybe solid wood, furniture, plywood making, or interior, everything I have gone through. For Canadian Wood, I am working for past 4 years, looking after the business development, mostly the western part of India. So I work with architects where projects are involved, then with manufacturers, then with contractors, and then importers who import directly from Canada. So today's workshop or the training workshop is for Canadian Wood, best woodworking practices. So you may be working in future with different contractors, manufacturers, carpenters. So you should know the basics of woodworking or what is wood, and because basically architect doesn't like to work on wood because wood is a natural material and it tends to show its characters and everything. So you need to have a basic understanding of wood, how it works, and so uh, let's start. Yeah, and if you have any questions, do let me know. In between also we can address the questions. So we are known as Canadian Wood here in India. So this is our office in Mumbai. So it's all made in Canadian wood. So from the reception areas to interiors of the office. So our head office is in Mumbai and our branch office are in Gurgaon and Bangalore. So what are our roles? So knowledge sharing. So today what I am sharing with you. So we are sharing knowledge of wood and Canadian wood. Technical support. We work with different architects, manufacturers. We work with PMCs, builders, developers. So technical support we give. Since I am a wood technologist regarding wood, I can share the knowledge with them. Then market support. Since wood is required, so we connect with the different manufacturer. If you want any manufacturers or contractors, we try to connect them. Then you will ask where the wood will be, so we connect with the different importers who directly import from British Columbia, Canada. So Canada is a forest nation. So everybody knows where is Canada. It is in North America. So our head office is based in Vancouver, in British Columbia. So that is the westernmost province of Canada. And if you see, total 9% of the world forest is in Canada. So that much of forest is there. So there is one survey, or you can say research. In India, there are around 27 trees per person. In Canada, there are around 10,000 trees per person. So that much of forest is there in Canada. And only 0.5% is harvested per year. And 0% deforestation. So you may be knowing that everybody says that when you cut the forest, there is a deforestation. So when they cut one tree, they plant 3 saplings. So there is a sustainable way of forest practices. So 0% deforestation, and Canada is number 1 in lumber export. So that much of timber is been exported from Canada. So you imagine just how much of forest is there. So now basic of wood. So anybody knows what is wood? Wood means just basic. So there is a tree and inside there is a wood. So wood we can say as a skeleton of a tree, like we have bones in our body. So wood is a structural tissue, means where the tree stands, and it is hygroscopic in nature. Anybody knows hygroscopic means what? Science term. Hygroscopic means it absorbs water and it releases water. So in many of you have gone through example that in monsoon the door gets expanded and in summer it gets contracted. So because of the hygroscopic nature, it absorbs water and it releases water. So that concept you have to bear in mind, that wood is a hygroscopic in nature and you have to protect from that. Then anisotropic and fibrous in nature. Anisotropic means it has different load bearing strength. Vertical wise it will have different load bearing strength, and horizontal wise it will have different load bearing strength. So it is anisotropic in nature. Like in steel and iron and steel, it will have almost similar weight carrying ratio, but in wood it is different. So that's why it is anisotropic in nature. And fibrous in nature. Paper are made up of fiber, so it is fibrous in nature. Lignin is the binding material. So lignin is one of the chemical tissues, so that binds the wood. So from that the papers are made. So there are two types of wood, basic wood all over the world. One is hardwood, second is softwood. So how you will identify any hardwood? So if you see from the picture, a tree will have a umbrella shape crown. If you see any mango tree, banyan tree, or any teak wood or sesame, they will have an umbrella shape crown. So mostly that is hardwood. Then it will have broad leaves, like this is a teak wood. Then neem, all have broad leaves. And when you see in the microscope cross section of a wood, it will have pores. So it is called porous wood. These pores facilitate minerals, water from roots to top of the tree. And when the minerals are getting deposited in this pore, so if you see, people will say that अरे ये वजन वाला है, then this is hardwood. It's not like that. Some hardwood are lighter than softwood, like cork. Cork is a hardwood, but it is still lighter than any softwood. So all hardwoods are not heavy density, it are light density also. So these are softwood, like general term Christmas tree. So it will have a conical shape crown. Because of the climatic condition where there is a snowfall in temperate areas, because of the climatic condition it is conical shape. Why? Because when there is a snowfall, because of the snow, there is it will become heavy. Then there are chances of the branches to be broken. So to fall off the snow, it is conical in shape, and the leaves are needle shape. So again the same reason, if there are broad leaves, if snow is on the leaves, it will get tear, so there will be no photosynthesis. So to avoid that, these are needle shape. And if you see in microscopic, it is non-porous wood, so there are no pores. So that's why these are non-porous, so it is lightweight. If there are pores, then it will be, most of them will be, density will be high. So these are called softwood. So all the Canadian species are mostly softwood. So I will show you one video how lumber is been, or tree is been harvested and it is converted in lumber in Canada. I think some problem. है ये नहीं ये डाउनलोड क्यों नहीं हो रही नीचे 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 ये नहीं है राइट
There are few places on Earth that can match the diversity and richness of Canada's forests. Forests are an important part of Canada's natural ecosystem and central to its economy, making up just under half of its landscape with 8 major forest regions and a vast diversity of wood species. From planting a seedling to manufacturing lumber, the forest sector in British Columbia and Canada is an interconnected industry of forest management and wood processing. This includes planting, tree harvesting with modern, high-tech machinery, and sophisticated wood product manufacturing. The entire cycle is planned around responsible resource management. In British Columbia, forestry and wood product manufacturing are a fabric of our culture, our communities, and our people. Our forests provide a sustainable supply of wood for lumber and mass timber products, while protecting our environmental and social values of wildlife, water, community, economic interests, and First Nations peoples. British Columbia is a global leader in sustainable forest management. Forestry practices in British Columbia ensure that environmental, social, and economic needs are met for current and future generations. This matters to our customers and sets us apart from other supply regions globally. Wood products from British Columbia come from legal, sustainably managed forests. By law, less than 1% of the forests are harvested annually, with 3 trees planted for every single tree harvested. This commitment to forest regeneration results in 200 million new seedlings planted every year, ensuring replenished forests for the future. Canadian wood suppliers provide certified products under the Forest Stewardship Council, FSC, and the Program for the Endorsement of Forest Certification, PEFC. These strict international certification standards add additional assurance of the global protection of forest resources and make Canada a reliable and sustainable provider of wood products. State-of-the-art technology and machinery, incorporated in our forestry practices and through our highly productive, efficient sawmills, support the production of Canada's quality lumber. After harvesting, logs are transported to sawmills for manufacturing. At the sawmill, the logs are cut to target lengths and loaded into a debarking machine to remove the bark. Next, logs are processed through primary breakdown equipment like head rigs and chip-n saws and are turned into lumber. The lumber is then sawed to specific widths and trimmed to specific lengths as it passes through secondary equipment like edgers and trimmers. A scanner will show if the lumber requires any further trimming. Next, the lumber is sorted by thickness, width, length, and sometimes by grade attribute. It is stacked, which may include stacking on sticks for kiln drying. When the lumber is dry, it is ready for final processing. Some lumber goes through a planer mill to be made smooth. Whether planed or rough, the lumber is then graded and trimmed. It is sorted by size and by grade, then finally packaged for shipment. This results in the most efficient yield of the best quality lumber. Once the lumber is packaged and prepared for shipment, it is loaded onto a network of trucks and rail cars for delivery to shipping ports for distribution around the world. Independent studies confirm that the CO2 stored in wood products far outweighs any extra CO2 generated by the efficient manufacturing and shipping of Canadian lumber around the world. Lumber produced from British Columbia and Canada is durable, strong, and versatile. superior working properties offer design flexibility and durability. Canadian lumber products can be bent, shaped, or assembled as required, making it ideal for countless indoor, outdoor, and structural applications such as windows, doors, gazebos, and furniture like tables and chairs. Canadian wood species are also easy to face laminate. Edge glue and/or finger joint and standard sizes and grades ensure that the same high-quality product reaches the client each time. Canadian wood products bring warmth and natural beauty to an interior and exterior application or furniture product. It can be sanded to create a smooth surface, has a superior coating adherence, and can easily take any stain or finish. Across Canada and North America, wood products are influencing design and construction, not only for interior and exterior applications, but also the construction of buildings. Mass timber products are changing the way buildings are constructed, allowing for immense spans and taller buildings made of wood. Canadian wood products are being used in a wide range of buildings and products, showcasing the versatility, strength, and durability of lumber from Canadian forests. That is why using Canadian wood is a natural choice.
Yeah. So if you see, there is an 18-story building made up of mass timber. It's in University of British Columbia. Everything is wood, from the floor to beam to columns. Everything is mass timber.
Wasting time and resources on outdated geospatial.
Yeah. Then, sorry. So have you seen any sawmills in India? Sawmills, किसी ने देखा है? Anybody has seen? So when the round logs is been cut, so if you see the first picture, flat sawing, it is cut in one direction only. So that is called flat sawn or plain sawing. So in that you will get a tiger of flowery grains. Then if you see balanced tangential sawing, if you don't want any bends in wood, because when the round logs is there is stress in the wood. So when you cut the wood, the stress is released, then the planks get bent. So if you don't want any bend in the wood, so that is called balanced tangential sawing. In this, there will be less of bending of wood, but this is more of the material will be costly. So commercially it will be more costly because there will be less output and output from the logs. Third is quarter sawing or radial sawing. If you see it is been cut in 4 parts, 4 quarters, and then it is been diagonally cut, one from the right side, one from the left side. So all the grains will be straight grains. So I'll be showing you next. So if you see the quarter sawing or the vertical sawing, that is straight grains, and the plain sawing or the flat sawing, that is flowery grains. So from the top you will see this type of grains, and from the ends vertical will be having straight lines, and the flat will have rainbow shape or something that shape. So you have seen in the video how seasoning is been done. So I don't know if it is, yeah, so nahi chal raha hai. So this is a seasoning process where they keep for air drying, and then it is been put in the clean drying. Seasoning is a process where moisture is been released from the wood. So for any woodworking, or if you make any product, wood always should be dry. So for the drying, seasoning is the process. So seasoning is one of the critical process. If it ensures dimension stability in the wood and satisfactory manufacturing of any product, and eliminate drying defect. If you take the wood which is not seasoned, and if you make any product, what will happen? It will release moisture, and then your product will either it will break from the joints, or your joints will be damaged. So always ensure that your wooden material is always dry. Advantages of seasoning: less susceptible to decay. It will not decay. If water is there in the wood, insect will attract. It will decay the wood. Then light in weight. If there is water in the wood, it will be more weight. If water is released, it will have less weight. Stronger than green timber. Good for machining operations. Then your gluing and finishing will be also very good. If there is water, there will be no gluing in the when you joint any product. If the water is there, then the gluing will be not there. So drying is very important. And good electrical and thermal properties. So there are different types of seasoning: air drying, naturally drying, solar drying, and clean drying. So these are three types of drying mostly done. So in Canada, we promote these 5 species: Western hemlock, spruce pine fir, Douglas fir, yellow cedar, and Western red cedar. So Western hemlock, spruce pine fir, and Douglas fir are for interior applications. Interior chairs, sofas, your beds, then kitchen table, dining tables. So you can make all this from interior woods. And yellow cedar and Western red cedar are for exterior application: gazebos, pergolas, exterior decks, cladding. Then your yellow cedar for doors, door frames, and window frames. So application of wood. So you should know that for exterior, these are called exterior application. So these are the names: cladding, decking, fencing, pergola, gazebos, retaining. These are exterior. Interior, door frames, joinery means furniture, handicrafts, moldings, and paneling. These are called interior works application. Then structural: roof trusses, house framing, and portals. So these are for structural applications. So now I will show you the photographs from application made from Canadian wood. So beds from Western hemlock. So left side is same Western hemlock but teak stain, and the right side is natural hemlock. Again side table hemlock stained. Again hemlock center table but with metal and wood combination. It's hand painted. It's been exported from Faridabad. Then again view, upholstery are different. Again upholstery and natural. Again hemlock. This is a library in Mumbai, Brabourne Stadium, where everything is wood with Western hemlock. So the shelves are also wood. With the designing, everything is in wood, Western hemlock. Again it's an office table. Hemlock cabinet but stained to walnut. Because it's light in color, you can go for different stains. So cabinet and TV unit. Again exports, export from Jaipur, Jodhpur. Paneling application, Douglas fir. So this I am showing you all interior application. So this is in it's a school in North India, Ludhiana. Then kids furniture, again for export furnitures. Kids furniture you can do. Again upholstery. Paneling application, you can so one of the auditorium in Indore we have done paneling application. This is in Trivandrum. It's a Bell Museum where interior is of all Western hemlock. Douglas fir, this we have done for one project for Raymond's. So all their ethnic stores have Douglas fir chairs and cabinets. Again Douglas fir natural, weaved and bar stools, partitions, and again different applications. Kids table, chair, sorry. Again an office in Delhi where they have combined wood and panel. Panel means plywood and MDF. Again SPF is been mostly used for upholstery sofas. So the right side is the skeleton of the sofa and the left side is the ready-made sofas. So since SPF has good nail and screw holding capacity, so that's why it is been mostly used for sofa making. Yellow cedar, I told you, door frames and window frames. So yellow cedar carving has been also done on that. 12 feet panel door, solid panel door. Mostly it is done in teak, but you can use yellow cedar also. Then painted door frames, again Douglas fir doors and windows, French doors, glass doors, decking, yellow cedar, door frames, engineered window frames, pergolas and gazebos. So that is in Mysore. This is in I think Delhi. So I'm showing you north, south, east, west. So our wood can go in every climatic condition. Otherwise there are questions from the clients, अरे ये तो नॉर्थ अमेरिका का लकड़ा है, मीन्स इट्स फ्रॉम कनाडा, इन इंडियन कंडीशन में चलेगा क्या? सो जस्ट फॉर योर नॉलेज it can go in different. Then western red cedar exterior, picnic table, again outdoor furniture, planters, western red cedar, gazebos. So one gazebo was been shown in Canada, so one manufacturer have replicated it in Bangalore, and he is now regularly doing same, that is in western red cedar. The left one, that is in Statue of Unity, Kevadia, Gujarat, where 20 gazebos have been installed in western red cedar, and this is in Bangalore. Again for deck applications, knotty one, clear one, western red cedar. Again cladding application, exterior clad also you can do instead of any stucco or laminates. So this is natural wood. SPF can be used for tongue and groove prefab house. So it's mostly used where hill station or beachside area where you cannot construct cement. There is a construction environmental construction issue, you may be knowing. So where you can this type of construction you can do. This is all the left one is called wood frame construction house. It's a North American style wood house. So it's actually a wood house. So the walls are stick frame construction, or it's called stud walls. So everything is wood. So that is from the outside, this is from the inside. So again the first floor is, that is GLT or NLT, you can say glue laminated timber, and the beam which you are seeing, it's glue lam. It's 40 feet long glue lam single piece. Again same wood frame construction house in Chennai and Bangalore, Mysore. So now somebody will be having some you will be having some manufacturing plans or in future. So you should know do's and don'ts in manufacturing of any wooden products. So best practices. So first of all, when there is a wood, laminate or anything, it should be properly stacked. Means if you see from the how the wood is been stacked and it has been properly marked, graded size, so it should be done properly. Otherwise whenever you go in any factory and if you see any stock area, you can understand his mentality that he is not taking care of his stock, or cleanliness is not there, then his product will be also like that. So proper clear demarcation of the wood, anything is very important. So then only your product or anybody can understand his factory is good, or he is a good manufacturer. So and it should be well covered. In monsoon, because there is moisture in the wood will absorb water. So to that, in monsoon season, always cover the wood with any plastic. Generally you will see this type of storage in our manufacturing facilities. So these are very wrong practices. The right one is also partially right. They have not kept any pallet, because from the cement also in monsoon, the cement also absorb moisture, and that moisture will be transferred to the wood, since wood is a hygroscopic. So to keep a barrier, it should be always kept on the pallet. So that is also as partially finished, but if pallet was there, it would have been a nice practice. So you should always keep in mind a pallet should be there. A barrier should always be maintained from the floor to wood. Why? Because wood will absorb water. So for example, some products are made from the the lower wood, and that product you have made and some problem occurred. So, and rest all from the other wood products is good. So this may be one of the reason it may have absorbed water. So to avoid that, we should take proper precautions. Then India is divided in 4 climatic zone. So suppose you are in Pune, so you are in zone 2, and you have a project in Rajasthan which is zone 1. So you should know the relative humidity of that region. So according to that, you need to lower down the moisture content in the wood. Otherwise you will make a product in very high rainfall area or humid area, and you will send the material to dry zone. It will react according to the dry zone, and then your product will get damage, or it will react according to that zone. So you should have understanding of which zone you are sending the material. Means from Pune, if you are sending the material to down in Konkan, so Konkan has more humidity. So according to that, you should maintain the moisture content in the wood according to that humidity. So that is the humidity and relative moisture content in the wood. Then if you are doing any woodworking practices, this is very important instrument for you, moisture meter. So the ideal moisture content in a wood should be 8 to 12%. 8 to 12% for any furniture manufacturing process. So 8 to 12% plus minus 2%. So this is the ideal moisture content in the wood. If there is more moisture content, then your product are, maybe there is chances of getting damage. So one is the plain one or surface moisture meter, and second is the pin moisture. Pin moisture is mostly for the rough surface. When the material comes from outside you purchase, you can check with the pin moisture meter, or you can also check with these are costlier one, and this is little cheaper ones. So both of them are very essential. See example I am giving you. If there are green sizes, it will shrunk to the drying. So there is a shrinkage in wood, and if you make any product from the green one, it will definitely shrink. The wood will definitely shrink, and there are chances of damaging the product. So to check that moisture content, how to check? You have to keep the moisture content on the wood and check the moisture content, and moisture content should be always kept along the wood. It should not be across the wood. Because why? Because the pores are going from down to earth. Pores only take the water from soil to the earth. So pores will have the moisture. So to check that, it should be always along the wood. And if you found that moisture content is more, if you don't have any seasoning clean, you can keep this type of stacking. It's called air drying. It is a slow process, but the moisture will be released. Suppose this type of wood comes to your storage. So these are called seasoning defects. So you know that the material has been seasoned. So the first one is called cupping, then warping, twisting, bow. So these are all types of defects, seasoning defects. So you should understand that this is all seasoning defects. Then again different types of defects: split, cracks, checks. So these are split checks and shakes are all same cracking of the wood, but different shakes are done formed in round logs. If you see a ring is been cracked, so that is called shake. Checks are because of excessive drying, and split because of moisture release in the wood. Knots and vein. So natural defects, knots. So if you see any knots in the wood, knots are basically the branches of the wood. So when there is a branch in the wood, so knots occur. So that is the cross section of the knot. So if you see this type of any image, that is the knot. Pith pocket is a damage occur due to severe damage to the bark of the wood. So when there is a damage to the bark, and when the wood grows, it covers the damaged part. So it is inside the wood. So that is the resin pocket. And then this is the vein. When the wood comes with the bark, it is called vein. Pith is the centermost portion of a round logs. So it's always very soft in nature. So that is also a natural defect. Insect attack. Insect also attacks naturally. Again, natural defect. And stain are caused by bacteria and fungi. So there are different types of stain: blue stain, black stain, green stain, depends upon the bacteria which is been infected. So again, when you do the polishing, natural polishing, this stain will occur in the wood. If you do any natural polishing, the stain mark will be more darker. Or if you do any stain or teak color stain or walnut color stain, the darker part will be more darker, because it will absorb more chemicals. Then how to maximize the recovery if suppose a cup shape plank is there and you want to process the wood. So you can do some ripping in the wood, so that you will get little flat surface, and then you can plane it and then you can join it. You cannot do a wider board and directly put in the planer. It will reduce the thickness of your desired, what desired required is there. Then some of the common joints. You will make some products, you should know the joints. Butt joint is for box making. Miter joint is for door frames. Bridle joint is for doors, solid doors. Tongue and groove for paneling and flooring. Dovetail, again, it's a Japanese method for box making. Tenon mortise is the common joint for any furniture making, like beds, sofa, chairs. So tenon and mortiser. ये भी चालू है कि नहीं? So no, sorry. Then selection of the glues. Carpenter आपको बोलेगा, मैडम यही glue सबसे अच्छा है. But you should have understanding that there are two types of glues. One is for interior application and one is for exterior applications. So interior application is for water resistance. That is SH. SH glue is interior application. जो laminate और veneers और tongue and groove joints करते हैं, that is for interior SH glue or water resistance glue. And the second is waterproof. If you are making any exterior product, like it has been directly influenced by climatic conditions, so you should use waterproof glue. Example is PUR glues, D3, D4. So these are available in market. So you should use this type of glue. If you use SH glue in exterior application, what will happen? SH glue will resist up to its extent. Then after that, it will show its characters and your product will get damaged. So always use according to your product application, use glue accordingly. Then it's a general query, or I can say their tabletops are always getting bend or cracks. Carpenter make according to his style, but there is practice how to minimize bending and warping in a table, a dining table, or any type of table. So it should be always, when you planed, it should be always in right angle. Any wood, if you do, it should be always in right angle. Then you join it without any glue. You just keep on the table and you just join it and ensure that there is no gap in between, and then chalk mark it, so that or you can number the planks, and then after that you glue it. All the edges should be glued properly. After gluing, you tight with the clamp and ensure that there is an edge protector on each end, because if you tight it, there is chances of that your edges will get pressed. So edge protector is important, and the person who is saying, keep a scale on that, so that when you tight it, the wood will come up and down, all the planks. So you have to ensure that it's in one length. After that, clamp it on the both side. Generally carpenter will clamp only on the down end. What will happen if the carpenters only do on the bottom side, he clamps it. After maybe after 12 hours, when you are taking out the board will be like this, because there is no pressure from up also. So to ensure pressure from the both side, it should be clamped both the ways. This is the reason behind it. So this is all causes of defects, A, B, C. If you apply more pressure, B1. If you apply less pressure, so there will be gap, and C is also there. If you don't give time to dry the glue, there were chances that there will be gap. So at least 4 to 12 hours there should be gluing time for the boards. And D is that don't take any crack wala lumber, because in maybe in 2 months or 6 months the crack will again expand. So there are chances your board will get crack. Ensure that there is no cracks in the boards. These are practical I can say reasons. So sometimes there is bending, swelling, So what carpenter will do, he will put one putty from downside, and then he will say, madam हो गया ये, सीधा हो गया, अभी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. बट आफ्टर 2 months आपका ऊपर से टेबल टॉप फट गया. What he has done, I have given one wood is a hygroscopic in nature. It will expand and contract. He has done all screwing from downside, so there is no expansion and contraction. So what will happen? There is a pressure on the top of the plank. So if there is a pressure, it will get. So where there is a loose character, or you can say something which cannot resist any plank, it will get crack. So to ensure that, okay, if you see the C wala, the batten is right, but from the bottom, if you see the oval shape green, there should be an oval shaped hole, and then screwing should be done with a visor. Why? Because when the wood get expand contract, your screw also will move accordingly. It will be 1 mm, 2 mm, but there will be flat surface on the wood table. So this is the example. Expansion contraction में जगह नहीं छोड़ी, it will either crack, the panel will either crack. So to avoid that, there should be always nailing in the center of the panel, not on the edges of the panel. So that's very important, and very less amount of glue. In panel we should not put any glue. It should be in the center, just to center. These are all corner joints of a chair or a bed or any sofa. So if you see AB are correct method and BC or CD are wrong method. So example D1, if you see all the nails or screw are been in one direction, been screwed in one direction, and if you compare D and B, what is we avoid? The top one. So your corner will be intact. So always put nails or screw in parallel directions. Same with A. A and C are with tongue and groove, without screw. Tongue and groove profile, always keep gap of 2 mm between tongue and groove. Tongue should be always 1 mm or 2 mm shorter than the groove. Otherwise, if it is tight, your tongue and groove flooring or panel will break out. Same example, expansion and contraction. If there is no gap, it will, you may have seen sometimes the flooring gets, in monsoon it comes up or the paneling is out because of this reason. There is no gap. Again, if any carpenter is cutting any leg design, it should be always, grain should be always parallel. The correct one is on the left, wrong one is in the right. Always pre-drill. Don't directly screw with the wood. What will happen? Edges will get crack. So always drill with, pre-drill it and then screw it. So that's the method. Then finish. So after everything is been made, your skeleton is when the product is ready. So finishing is the last part and it's a very important part. So there are 3 types of or 4 types of finishing: water base, then solvent base, oil base and wax base. But in India it's mostly water and solvent base. And what is the reason? To protect the surface, enhance appearance, moisture resistance. Coating should be always done on all 6 sides of the wood, not only on the top coat. It should be done on the back side, front and top, bottom. So it should be on the 6 side of the wood, because moisture will be absorbed from anywhere. If one surface is only coated, back surface is still open, water is hygroscopic, it will absorb water, and you can stain it accordingly since it's light in color and water resistance. So finishing process, always start the sanding from 80 to 120 grit, then medium sanding from 120 to 180, 180 to 340 fine sanding, and then very fine sanding 350 to 600. So these are the steps for sanding. Generally carpenter will do 80 to 120, he will go to directly 350. So anybody knows why these numbers are been given? 60, 120, 180, 350. Anybody knows? Have you seen anybody grit paper? Anybody has seen grit paper? So in 1 square centimeter there are 60 grits or 60 fine stone. So according to that, 350 will have 350 stones or grits in 1 square centimeter. Okay? समझा कि नहीं समझा? 1 square centimeter they will have, suppose, a 60 stones or grits 1 square centimeter. So 350 grit will have 350 stones in 1 square centimeter. So if you increase the numbers, your grit size will be minute. So that's why these grits are there. Then applications, brush applications, roller applications, then conventional spray. So these type of applications are there for the any coatings. Then sanding sealer. So sanding sealer are either solvent base and waterborne. Again top coat, solvent base and water base. So we recommend 2 sanding sealer coats and 1 top coat. So to get better finish. And these are some airless pump, spray guns, standard spray gun. You will see most of the carpenters or the contractors and manufacturers will have the standard spray gun, but sometimes airless pumps are also very important, because in that sometimes when there is a air pressure, water will also come. So sometimes water is also been while spraying, there is chances of water also getting sprayed. So people prefer airless pumps. Thank you. नींद आ रही है सबको? Yeah. Any questions? Everybody is first year students or second year? So second and third years. So how was it? Boring, interesting, or ये सीखा हुआ है? सीखा हुआ है? चलो. So any additional कुछ सीखा डिटेल्स में? चलो बेटर है. And कुछ भी सिली क्वेश्चंस रहेगा तो भी चलेगा. मैं आपके फैकल्टी जैसे पढ़ा नहीं सकता, बट आई ट्राई टू. या या जनरली एज यू मतलब आपने वीडियो में देखा, यू हैव सीन इन द वीडियो, it's all automated there in back in Canada. So there are standard sizes, you will not get customized sizes. Generally 2-inch thick material is coming, 2 by 5, 2 by 6, 2 by 8. 2 is the thickness, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are the width, 6 feet to 20 feet is the length. And there are different grades. For the furniture applications, there are shop grades. Then for structural applications, there are structural grades. So according to the grades, application can be used. Means and all the material which is coming back from Canada is clean dried. So when you go in the market, generally आप teak wood पूछेंगे. So teak wood 90% is not clean dried, but since teak wood has a good characteristics, it has sustained to our environment. But nowadays teak wood which is coming from Africa or South America, it's all plantation teak, and they are harvested in 10 to 15 years. So these are all juvenile woods, so they tend to get cracks and bends more. If you are doing any project, then go for good quality teak, means like Burma teak or Tanzania teak, because they are all mature trees. Same with British Columbia Canadian wood. So these are all more than 100 to 125 years old trees which are been harvested. So all mature trees. And you know, when tree get matured, it the oxygen capacity to release get reduced. So it's very important that these trees should be harvested so that the new trees grow vigorously. So that's very important. Otherwise, there is old forest, but it doesn't generate that much of oxygen. So there is no use of keeping that trees. It will die. So same with humans. Up to 25 years everybody is school, college, everything, but 25 to 60 years everybody is working, and after 60 years there is retirement age. So same with the trees. So there is a uh, college days, so it grows, then there is a phase of 25 to 60 years where it grows, means it emits oxygen very good, and after that when the tree is old it doesn't emit that much of oxygen. So from so the mature trees should be harvested. So that's the reason. Then there is a research. Yeah, cost comparison, sir. It is definitely cheaper than teak. If you compare any CP teak, or CP teak is around maybe 5,000 6,000 rupees CFT. Uh, our range starts from around 1800 to 3,500 per CFT. Depends upon the species. So the costliest one is Western Red Cedar, which is around 3,500 CFT. And Pune, we have stockist. There are stockists who import directly from Canada. Yeah. Okay, sir. Students ना तुम्हें ज़्यादा.
I would like to invite Kiran sir to come on the stage and give away the mementos to both of our guests. So, can you please come to the stage?
So we have some mementos for you guys as well. So these are some giveaways which will have our information, which could be helpful for you guys in the future.
नाही लॅपटॉप चेंज झाला ना. ज्या लॅपटॉपवर काम केलं होतं ना त्यानेच ते प्ले केला.